How do you write the story of your life when you can't recall a thing? That's the challenge Sue Meck takes on in her new book, I Forgot to Remember, a Memoir of Amnesia. It goes on sale today, and it's published by Simon & Schuster, a division of CBS. And CBS This Morning contributor Lee Woodruff sat down with Meck. Lee, good morning.
Good morning, Nora. Doctors will tell you that having complete, lasting amnesia is very rare. But it happened to Sue Meck after she suffered a blow to the head. And while she lost all of her memories, she learned just what it takes to rebuild your life from scratch. Watching Sue Meck cook with her family, there's nothing in particular that would strike you as different about the 48-year-old. Yet just the fact that she is standing here in her kitchen is remarkable. If I had told both of you 20 years ago that you would be standing in the kitchen, making sauce together, hanging out, would you have believed me?
I think you were smoking crack.
In 1988, Jim and Sue Meck were the young, energetic parents of two little boys. They were just beginning to build their lives in Texas when a freak accident changed everything. My
9-month-old son crawled up to me, and I picked him up like you would a baby, you know, hey, baby. And his back or feet or bottom or something must have hit the ceiling fan. It lifted it just enough to lift it off the hook, and it came crashing down. That was the end of Sue Meck, part 1.
And the beginning of Sue Meck, part 2. She'd suffered a traumatic brain injury that wiped out every bit of her memory. She didn't know her husband or recognize her children. She was a clean slate at the age of 22.
Benjamin was just 2, and Patrick was 10 months at that point. I didn't know what I was supposed to do, and I don't know what I did.
But Sue, in many ways now a child herself, had to raise her boys often alone, as Jim's job frequently took him on the road.
He would come home sometimes, and the car would be running in the driveway. Or the kids would be in the backyard and I was nowhere to be found. Or I was around and the kids were nowhere to be found.
She was living in a fog, just trying to get through each day. In 1992, the couple had a third child, Cassidy, who became as much a sister as she was a daughter.
I think that a lot of times, I'm a voice for my mom in certain situations. We've always very much been a team.
It's not normal that your kids come home from school and tell you what they learned that day so you can learn something. And Benjamin started doing that as soon as he went to school. He would come home and tell me what he learned, and that's what I learned with him.
Today, Sue is pursuing a dream to finish her education. She's in her final semester at Smith College, where she works in the library and sings in the Glee Club. She's never recovered any of those lost memories, but Sue doesn't mourn what she doesn't miss. She just creates new ones. You wrote a lot about coming back to yourself and the long recovery process. Do you feel whole now?
Does anybody ever feel whole? Writing the book certainly added pieces to the puzzle that is my life that I will always have. I've learned so much about myself, and each one of those stories is just a few more pieces in the puzzle.
Sue says she hopes her book will shine a light on the struggles of people with traumatic brain injuries and wants everyone to be patient and understanding with them. And she told me it's important for loved ones to know that the person that they're getting back after injury may not be the exact same person they once knew.
Is there any possibility that she could regain her memory?
Well, it's been 20 years, so she hasn't gotten those memories back, and I think they tell her, she has relearned it all. She had to relearn what love meant, what it meant to feel the love for a husband and children.
That's what I wonder about. There had to be many layers to them, and especially their relationship together.
It's such a complicated story, and in the book they talk about Jim feeling distant from her, not feeling like she was a child and not a wife, and he steps out of the marriage and finds intimacy elsewhere. It's a really honest memoir.
Wow.
Really important.
But they're getting through it. Thank you, Lee. Thank you.